Somebody tell me what the big deal is about having beautiful women on screen in a video game. Kind of crazy world we live in where such a thing is an exception as opposed to a rule. I mean, to my knowledge, as far back as I can remember, video games have always been a visual medium to stimulate the eyeball.
He's clamoring for more in the process.
This has been going back as far as 1958, when the first video game ever was created. Now look, sure this isn't much to look at now, but even the stoniest of hearts are gonna feel a little something. You see how far those pixels have come, and boy has it been a long way. The gap between photorealism and realism becoming increasingly thinner than Kevin Feige's hairline. With each new console release, scrambling desperately to outdo the last one in terms of visual fidelity, optimal performance, sheer polygon pushing horsepower.
16 times the detail.
We're all familiar with that famous saying regarding power, aren't we?
First you get the sugar, then you'll get the power, then you'll get the women.
With great power comes great responsibility.
Now it would seem, at least according to a small part of the gaming world, that these video games have a responsibility not to reflect the female form accurately for some reason. In fact, to do the total opposite. Anything to do with gender norms of the female variety, well, you can just throw that right out the window. Especially when it comes to the female face.
Ugly skank.
Now look, you gotta try real hard, man, to render this from this. It's the original model selected to be the face of the character. So why would you uglify a beautiful thing that you selected personally for its beauty? Well, I have a theory. In fact, it's not a theory, I'm pretty sure I know what's up. More of that towards the end of the video. First thing we need to do is shout out the hypocrisy. Boy, is there plenty of that to go around. In fact, when it comes to the subject of the mythical male gaze, you pretty much find it in every corner of the entertainment industry. Remember the MCU? Back when it was actually about entertainment. Black Widow, Scarlett Johansson. Scarlett Johansson says Black Widow was hypersexualized when first entering the MCU. Black Widow, a Russian spy who seduces men in order to get close to them. It's in the name.
He inches toward her, tapping his legs to woo her. She lets him approach. He gets ready to mate. Apparently, what he's doing here is an erotic ritual.
Anyway, that's why she was assigned to the Hulk.
Hey, big guy.
Yeah, boy. Handpicked by Fury to get close to Tony Stark, the billionaire playboy.
And that's fine. She's fine.
It's in the friggin' storyline, and yet she calls it over-sexualized. Then what do we call this?
Oh, no touching without consent.
And these.
Ken Branagh came up to me on the first film and said, "Oh, look, we've got the shirt off scene, how do you feel?" And I said, "Oh, mate, I've been working out for 8 months. I'm ready, let's go." And this time round, there wasn't one in the script, which I was really happy about. And then Taika said, "I think we need a shirt off scene." I was like, "Oh, no, we've done that, don't make me do it again."
And flick.
Be proud of that, Chris. Be proud of what you've achieved.
From my heart. Kiss my...
When you see these guys pulling the same old thing in modern gaming, you can't just help but roll your eyes. I mean, the hypocrisy is equally as laughable. I mean, we just want women to look as attractive as the women that you hired them to base them on. I mean, it's not like we're asking women to be portrayed like this.
whoa, 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 hey, 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 hey.
All this.
Huh?
Clearly, those two aren't real cases of objectification. Because they're men, right?
Right, yes, absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right. So what do we get this year? Well, we had that Sweet Baby Stink episode. You know, that video game tainted by their expertise. You know the one, Suicide Squad. Killed my video game development career. Now, to be fair, there was a labyrinth of issues bugging the crap out of that game. Disrespecting legacy characters and all.
We will show proper respect to this fallen hero. By
show a little class, man. That... holy sh**. Congratulations.
You know what? We gotta be honest here, yeah? That's proper disrespectful.
But wait! There's more!
He got bit. Humiliated, castrated, emasculated.
All right, I get the point.
I mean, they thought they were really clever. That being the developers, you know, meta kind of way.
Ah! Do you feel it? The swell of pride for what we have accomplished together.
Well, if you mean financially embarrassing Warner Brothers, a studio that backs exposing one of the most sinister movements going on behind the scenes in the gaming industry. And costing a whole lot of jobs in the process. Yeah, Rocksteady, I can see you've accomplished a lot. You could call it that Sweet Baby Stink effect. There's many more organizations out there like them. And yeah, truly, you can say they have mastered the art of the dim mak.
What the hell is a dim mak?
Death touch. Because every game they put their hand on dies.
The celebration shades are out today because Sweet Baby Inc. has destroyed yet another video game, and it is so damn funny to watch this play out. But not only did they destroy the video game, they took down the whole studio with them.
Yet somehow, when it came to the Suicide Squad game, amongst all of that, they still found a way to make one of the most, if not the most, iconic female character in the DC roster, portrayed on screen in the flesh by one of the most arguably beautiful women in the world. They made her, well, let's just say they made her, and leave it at that. Be like the Bride of Frankenstein.
She's alive! Alive!
I guess at the very, very least, know how she got her name. Because when you look at her, you truly wonder if she is in fact a woman. Speaking of women, next up we had Stella Blade. Now, I'll keep it real with you. I don't have a PlayStation. I'm more of an Xbox guy. Pretty soon I won't even have that, according to Microsoft's recent comment. But, having said all that, this game makes me at least contemplate wanting to go out there and buy myself a PS5. If for no other reason than to pee off the games journalists. Not to mention those woke and the woke game developing invasion of the body snatching pod people. Whole heap of controversy around that. Game journalists by the dozen coming out the woodwork to attack the game developers. Why? Because the model on the screen actually looks like a woman, like in the classic definition of the word. Nothing like your average game journalist. The game journalists clapping back at the game developers.
So IGN calls Stella Blade protagonist a sexualized doll and says the creator has never seen a living woman.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
It's right here, and this is from IGN France, by the way. It's not new, and other games have chosen to highlight the strengths of their female characters, but where a Bayonetta stands out with an iconic character design, or 2B from Nier Automata inspires an entire generation of cosplayers, Eve from Stellar Blade is just bland. A doll sexualized by someone who has never seen a woman.
IGN have kind of got a reputation for making dumb takes.
You're a donut! You're so stupid! You're so stupid! You're stupid! Dumb!
To be fair, it's kind of standard procedure for woke journalism. It's why they had to run their dumbass statement back. One, this was modeled after a real woman. Just decided they were going to retain that model's look. Two, even the most casual glance at today's massive K-pop industry, you see there's Tifa's and Eve's practically everywhere. Every one of them stunning and beautiful, proudly wearing that beauty on their sleeves. They could hardly be called non-realistic now. That's why the industry's booming right now. It's coming from online website Zip2. As of 2021, K-pop industry holds a global market value of around around 10 billion US dollars. How about this one? Approximately 36% of K-pop YouTube views comes from America. That's back in 2019. Wonder Stella Blade's blowing up in the US. You can imagine the meltdown the woke media are having over that.
Unacceptable condition! Unacceptable!
That's alright, the game's gonna sell just fine. Now we have Star Wars Outlaws from Disney. There's a whole host of missteps by the developers of that one. What about needing a season pass to access the Jabba the Hutt side mission you advertise in your trailer? Not to mention the way too high a price tag for the full version of the game. Top of it all, yes, you've guessed it, a very unique looking protagonist. Look, seriously, man, you can't keep messing up like this, man, because you're making me look bad. Right? It's not really professional.
Kay Vess, the underworld's favorite new scoundrel.
Now look, whether or not her aesthetic still does it for you, it's irrelevant. I've heard those arguments. Yeah, she looks fine to me, yeah, she looks okay. Wouldn't kick her out of an airlock. Sorry. All irrelevant when comparing her to the woman she was based on.
It's been a long time coming. They ain't cuffing my cloth, they tugging it. Putting up numbers, 99 pounds, and I still kept it 100. Yeah, it's been a long time coming. They ain't cuffing my cloth, they tugging it. Putting up numbers, 99 pounds, and I still kept it 100. Yeah, who don't play, 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 play. Who don't play, 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 play. Who don't play, 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 play. Who don't play, play, play. Who don't.
So why are they doing it? Well, there's two things. One, it's imperative for these people in their woke cult-like thinking to see themselves everywhere and in everything. Engaged by their lack of self-esteem. They're not really liking what they're seeing, really stacking up to what society calls beauty. Which means they only have two options: change themselves, or if you're a narcissist, change everyone else. Think about it. If developers really wanted a woman who looked like this, they could easily go out and find one.
Maybe some of them are married to them.
I get beauty is subjective. Different things to different people. Ugliness is pretty universal. Definitely in terms of character. I think that's what these guys struggle with. Ugly character. That's why they're never happy when they look in the mirror. That's why they're filled with envy, jealous rage. When you look at what, to be honest, is described as conventional beauty, they despise it. This is their way of getting back at those who have what they think they cannot have. They wanted to intentionally find somebody beautiful, send a message to that person and to everyone else. They could take away that beauty and make them look like, well, like they do. Do you know what I see when I look at this lineup? The writing staff for the Mary Sue, Kotaku, IGN, embittered game organizations like Sweet Baby, and individuals who'd rather drown in self-pity than pick themselves up and do something about it. It's always somebody else's fault. And there's a second thing. Two. Slightly more disturbing. It comes via That Park Place, which I definitely recommend checking out for all the news that should be fun. Former Riot Games senior concept artist and current Easy Game art director Michael Marino. Video game developers have an obligation to advance social justice and diverse representation. I kid you not, that's what it says.
This is not a one, this is everywhere. This is being shoved and pushed into everything. It's the erasure of gender, especially in my opinion, women, femininity, because they're the ones that keep suffering with these characters that are supposed to be representative, quote unquote, but they're not at all.
But still, it's unsurprising. You consider who these people answer to. Funding these organizations in the entertainment industries, Black Rocks and the vanguards of the world. Not surprising at all. You consider their views of our rights as a consumer.
You now make a point of that's an investment criteria for you.
Well, behaviors are going to have to change, and this is one thing we're asking companies. You have to force behaviors, and at BlackRock we are forcing behaviors. And if you don't force behaviors, whether it's gender or race or just any way you want to say the composition of your team, that's not recruiting, it is development, as Ken said. And ultimately, it's still going to take time, but I am just as much shocked as Ken is that we have not seen more opportunities, and we're going to have to force change.
I mean, what do you do with people like that?
Well, you strap his ass to the chair, flick the switch.
You know, well, I guess that's an option. Anyway, if you still think these people are not doing this intentionally, there's not some kind of movement going on behind the scenes to socially engineer you and I and our children and our children's children, Well, I've got some property on Venus I'd like to sell you. Leave your details down below in the comments. For the rest of you, continue the fight, continue to resist these people, continue to mock them at every opportunity. Sure, they think they've got the power to destroy lives. Well, they know that we have the power to topple organizations. Gillette, Bud Light, Target. Our record speaks for itself. Do not take a passive stance against these people. Do not give them an inch or a quarter. Stand up, be heard. Remember, the customer is always right. I'm out of here.